I want to provide a follow-up to my What's New at Amazon, the Drugstore edition. And I did pick up 3 of the items that I talked about in that video. And I wanted to go ahead and apply them on camera so that way you can see how they look, some swatches, and also if you're interested in them and you're around my skin tone, would they work for you? I want to bronze first. So I'm going to use the City Bronzer here. Now I did talk about how this comes in 3 shades. So there's 100, 200 and 300 depending on your skin tone. That's how Maybelline is doing it. Now I wasn't interested in this bronzer at all because I said the shade will just not work with me. I'm sure it will not work. But when I was looking up real close at all the colors, here's a couple of footage of what they look like. I don't know if it was the CVS lights, but 300 looked a little bit deeper than what I expected it to be. When you put your brush in, there is quite a bit of kickback that kind of comes back up, just so that you're aware of it. And I still feel that frog in my voice. I said it in a prior video, I'm still sick. So I apologize if you hear that little in the back. Because I have so much powder still gathered on the top, I'm just gonna press in with the brush so I'm not like swirling it in, and really kick off that excess. And then I'm gonna go in for my second application. Now on the second application, I mean, I can already see it on the first. It's already showing me that definition, that warmth that I need to see with my bronzer. And even though this powder is marketed as a bronzer powder, again, it does state in the title, it's a contour. So if you want to use it to sculpt out your face, your nose, and so forth, of course, you're welcome to do that. I'm just going to clean it off a little bit to do the other side. There's still quite a bit of powder gathered here at the top, so I'm just going in with my brush like that because I just don't want so much of that coming out. And then let me just do the other side. You're up a little bit closer now for the Tattoostudio Brow Pomade. I have the shade again, Black Brown, and let's kind of pull that up. Packaging just looks like the standard, like a smaller size of their gel eyeliner. I'm going to take some out of the pot here and work with it on my mixing cap. Actually, I'm just going to use the brush that it came with. And the first time that I used this, that's what it looks like on the cap. The first time I used this, I did my method, like my eyebrow routine, where I push my hairs down and kind of fill it in that way because my hairs are so curly. They're not that curly, but they're curly and unruly that I wanted to see, well, basically I do that with all my products. My brow products, I just want to see how it's going to work like that. What I've noticed with this product, this brow pomade, it doesn't work good if you basically try to do my method like I had in my updated brow routine. So with this product, just doing it the good old upward strokes in the direction of hair growth is the way to go. It just didn't seem to fill in on my skin when I did it the way that I tend to do it, like with my brow powders and so forth. So I'm just filling in my brow right now, and I like this brush that it actually comes with. It's slanted and it produces the product, like it evenly disperses it, and it's stiff enough where the product is actually going to lay down on the skin, but then it pushes it along. It's actually a really good brush. And then I do like the spoolie that comes with it too. The spoolie is the same thing. It's not a flimsy spoolie. It's strong enough, combs through the hairs, and I like it. So I think this is a good brush. This would be a brush that, you know, as a consumer, you actually can use it and get some use out of it. If you're trying to just clean up any areas, this product just moves away, just disappears, and it's not messing up anything. So I like that about it as well. Okay, so now on to the tail. Just going to get a little bit more on my plate here. On my cap. As with any brow pomade, a little goes a long way. So you don't need a lot of product. This, I mean, just a little bit. If you warm it up on the cap, if you want to do it that way, that will take care of the product. Last is the lips. This is the L'Oreal Paris Rouge Stylish Matte Liquid Lipstick. And the shade that I got is Because I Am Worth It. Just want to see if it has that L'Oreal lipstick scent. I don't smell anything. And then it has that, I know I've seen this applicator before with, I don't even remember if it's with L'Oreal, but Teardrop applicator. And this is in red, of course. This is, it's a lot more liquidy than I was imagining, but I can see the stain effect. It feels like you're taking like a marker pen and that cooling feeling on the lips. That's what it feels like. That went on really easy, and it feels exactly like a marker pen, like how you would put on a marker pen. So I can see that stained effect going on. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit, but I'm going to give you my thoughts now. I'm going to sign off, but I'm going to insert at the end just the check-in for this lipstick to show you what it was like after, you know, the end of the day. And I'm going to have some tea later on, some for my throat, so we'll see how it wore off. In reference to the brows, the dip pomade here, or the brow pomade. See, I'm just going to be comparing everything to ABH. There's two things with this. I like my Ka-Brow better from Benefit. That is the pomade. If I'm going to go buy a pomade, that's the one I like better. Now, it used to be ABH's Anastasia, but I'm over their faulty packaging, and to me, to spend that price, I want it all. So I did not repurchase the dip brow, and I have the Ka-Brow by Benefit. That's the one that I really like. Now, from a drugstore perspective, and the price included, let's say if that is your option, here is a brow product now that I think is going to deliver a lot of the same benefits that the higher end ones, like the ABH, like the Ka-Brow Benefit, is going to give you. So I think it's just a little bit more about having a little bit more patience. For me, with the Ka-Brow, I like to, you know, I push my brow hairs down and I can really fill it in. With this Maybelline one, I'm not able to do that. So I have to just do it just the standard, you know, strokes and so forth. And I like to do it the other way. I really feel like my brows look a lot more cleaner that way, but that's just my personal preference. The color though is fine for someone that has very dark brows like I do. This one in black brown works great. I knew that the deep brown would probably have a lot more of like that richer brown, like chocolate in it, and I don't want any of that showing through. But again, for the price, I think that, you know, here's a good option as far as a drugstore. So it's just going to be your budget and your preferences in that regard. But for me, I know I like my Benefit Ka-Brow, so I'm not really too impressed with this. However, the brush is very good. Here is a good brush I think would work not only in a pinch, just if you need a brush, period, this will work good for you to do your brows. So I like that. The City Bronzer and Sculpting Powder, or the Contour Powder, this is a pleasant surprise that it shows up on me. It warms me up. It reminds me of the NYX Matte Bronzer, in Deep Tan. Love this bronzer. That is what the City Bronzer reminds me of. I feel that the shades are like pretty much neck and neck. It's giving me that same color, not that deep enough red, but not like a muddy brown on my cheeks. It's just giving me that in-between shade color that I like. That's exactly what this reminds me of. Unfortunately, if you are darker than me, I don't feel that the bronzer is going to give you enough definition, enough, that glow. I feel that this will just be turned into a face powder for you. So that's going to be something, if you want to risk that, go with a retailer that's able for you to return the product if you're not satisfied with it. But I feel at medium dark level, it stops. And anything darker than that, it's just not going to show up. But then, of course, there's 2 other shades depending on your skin tone. As you go higher up, lighter, fair skin, you can fit into that. This is also a step up from their prior bronzer. I think they had one that was like a Face Studio one. One shade had a little bit of sheen to it. That was a couple years ago. No, this is definitely a step up from that. Again, a good price point. The lips, I'm going to leave this for last. Again, give you that check-in at the end of the day. I'm touching my lips right now. They feel dry. I think that's just that stain effect. So I'm not really used to that. So I just have to kind of see, do I like that? Love the color. The color is good. This is the color I like. So I only allow myself one, and I'm happy that I picked this one. This is typical red. This will be the one I wear. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about the products? Are you picking up anything now that you've seen them in action, how they work? Love to know your thoughts on that. So thank you very much for stopping by and watching. Have a wonderful day, wonderful evening. And as always, I'm going to see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.